All right, we are getting into red flags that I want you to be aware of, ideally before you even start trying to get pregnant, right? If you're listening to this and maybe you're getting married soon, or you just got married and you're like planning ahead, or maybe you've been married for a while, you're not married at all, whatever. And you're just like thinking about starting to get pregnant in the next like few months or years, whatever. And you want to make sure that you're heading into that process as strong as possible, which is always what I recommend. Or maybe you are someone that's been trying to conceive for a while and you're like, what am I missing? What are some red flags I'm not paying attention to? Excuse me. Then this episode is for you. Okay. And a lot of times, especially when you are trying to conceive, it's like you're focusing on things that are like flashy, right? You're like, okay, I'm like taking my LH strips and doing my OPKs. I'm taking just like a generic prenatal or one that influencers told me to take, like Ritual, which is complete garbage. And you're not actually looking at how your body is communicating with you. And our body is always communicating with us. Our body is literally telling us on a daily and monthly basis where it's lacking, where it needs support, what needs to be shifted, what is going on internally, especially because we are cycling women. We get a cycle, we get a period. It's our monthly report card. And there are signs that our body will give us on a daily basis, and also like when you get or don't get your period, that is your body's way of communicating with you. So this is all about actually understanding what your body is trying to tell you, like reading it, right? Reading the room, reading what your body is saying, and being able to properly support it so that you can actually give it what it needs. And then once your body gets what it needs, it heals and it gives you what you want. Okay. And you're going to feel better in the process, right? So this is not just scary to be like, oh my God, I have all of these things. Like, I'm never going to be able to get pregnant. No, because first of all, your body can heal. Second of all, like, again, this is just information. This is just how your body is communicating with you. And once you know, then you can make changes so that it will respond differently. Okay. So I'm just going to rattle some of these red flags off and then we're going to talk about it. Okay. So some major fertility red flags are an irregular period, which means your period is just like not coming at all, or your cycle is less than 21 days, honestly, less than like 23, 24 days, and longer than 35 days. Okay. That is a red flag. You're not confirming ovulation and there's like no clear temperature shift. So meaning if you are someone who's tracking your basal body temperature, you're not seeing that ovulation is confirmed. You're not seeing a clear increase in your temperature and those temperatures staying higher. Maybe you are, hopefully you're tracking your basal body temperature. That's like so key. But if you are, and you're not confirming ovulation, that's obviously a red flag. Or if you're not confirming ovulation, maybe you're taking LH strips or whatever. Maybe you're getting multiple LH spikes, but not reaching that ovulation or anything like that. You don't have cervical mucus. You're not seeing at least a couple days of that raw egg white consistency cervical mucus leading up to ovulation. Spotting before your period, whether you're spotting for a couple days up to a week before your period, some people. Heavy, really, really heavy, painful periods, lots of cramps, a period longer than 7 days, or a period less than 3 days, brain fog, headaches, a short luteal phase. So your luteal phase is 10 days or less, and severe PMS. So like major mood swings, major breast tenderness. What's the other one? Irritability, right? A lot of that leading up to your period. Okay. Now, if you have 1, 2, 3, maybe all of these, whatever it is, this again isn't for you to be like, oh my God, I'm fucked. This is just awareness of like, okay, these things aren't normal, even though a lot of these are normalized. Spotting for your period is normalized. Cramps are normalized. PMS is normalized. If you've listened to this podcast for any amount of time, you already know we don't normalize that shit around here because it is not normal. Just because it's common does not mean it's normal. Any other sex, meaning men, if men were in pain every month, if men were doing all this stuff, it would never be normalized. Okay. Don't even get me started. But these things are not normal. Okay. They are common because we have never been properly taught how to support our bodies so that our bodies can actually support us. And this is your body's way of being like, hey, I'm not getting what I need over here. Like I'm struggling a bit. And this is how it's letting you know. And so it's just your way, a way of your body. I'm really, guys, woo, struggling with the words today. Okay. It is a way for your body to let you know that something is up. Okay. Now, what I want you to recognize is that these are not the root cause of the problem. It's not like, oh, okay, I have an irregular period. So like, let's chat GPT, how to regulate my period. Or like I have brain fog. Okay, like the root, and that's why I'm not getting pregnant, or that's what's gonna hinder me from getting pregnant when I do start. The root cause is, well, where are these symptoms coming from? And also, all of these symptoms are connected, because you probably didn't just wake up one day and have all of these things at once, right? It probably was like started like, oh yeah, I have a little bit of like headaches once in a while, or some brain fog, and oh, I get a little bit of PMS, and like, oh, now I have some spotting, and oh, now my period is kind of irregular, or oh, like, oh, I got a little bit of cramps, now I have a lot of cramps, now I have a lot of bleeding, oh, now it's like my period is longer, or now it's shorter, right? Like, it's a snowball effect. You likely don't have all of these things happening at once. You also might sometimes, some months have some of these, other months have different ones, right? We're not robots. So things are going to shift and change based off of your internal and external environment, how you're supporting yourself, what your stress levels are like everything, right? And so I'm on the walking pad, by the way. So I'm also a little out of breath. We're just keeping it moving. God, I already lost my train of thought. Also, I'm like kind of a little sick. My daughter has a cough cold right now. We just traveled, and so we got back. She had her hands in her mouth, touched an elevator button, put it in her mouth. I'm like, oh my God, there's only so much I can control. Anyway, I'm obviously now inevitably getting it. But okay, so back to what I was talking about. So all of these things, right? They're all connected. It's all a snowball effect. It's all, okay, what is causing these symptoms in my body? And it always goes, if you say it with me, if you've been with me for a while on this podcast, it all goes back to the systems in your body that impact all of your hormones, because every single thing is connected, right? So we have to go down to a cellular level. We are not spot treating. We are not taking B6 to raise your progesterone levels. We are not taking Mucinex for you to have more CM. We are not doing like berberine for blood sugar regulation and the like inability to maintain a healthy weight. We're not like, these are not the things that we are doing. We're not just doing seed cycling to regulate your period. Like, we have to get down on what is going to change your hormones on a cellular level. Okay. So whether you have 1, 2, 3 of these things, or all of them, or you've had all of them and they shift and change, the first thing that I want you to do is, well, number one, if you're not tracking your cycle with a high quality basal body thermometer, not an Oura ring, please, for the love of all things holy. If you have your Oura ring, cool. Don't use it for your basal body temperature tracking. Whenever I see a client's chart who has the Oura ring, I'm like, I need you to get a temp drop. I need you to not be using this so I can actually see accurate numbers, because they're all over the place and it is just not going to give you the data you need, especially if you're someone who has a reproductive disorder like PCOS. You need that clarity. You need that like exact specificity of numbers to really see what's going on. And the Oura ring is not doing that. So if you're not tracking, and if you're like, no, I'm tracking, I'm taking my LH strips and like I'm using like the Flow app or whatever. No. LH strips, OPKs are a waste of your time. They do not confirm ovulation. They inaccurately tell you if you actually are approaching your fertile window or not. A lot of times you're missing out on quality fertile days, especially if you have PCOS. Your LH can surge multiple different times. Like, it is just not a vibe. So high quality BBT is what I need you to start with if you're not already doing that. I love using recommend temp drop. That's my absolute favorite. I'll put that in the show notes for you. Okay. That's number one. If you're not tracking, we got to get tracking so you can actually see, okay, am I ovulating? How long is my luteal phase? What do my numbers look like? Is my luteal phase, the 11 to 14 days that it needs to be? Where's my temperature dropping off? Like, all of these things. Okay. So that's step one. Step two is always blood sugar regulation. Always, whether you have PCOS or not. This is going to reduce stress on your body, which is going to help support your nervous system, which is another thing that needs to be focused on. Because again, we are focusing on systems in your body. We are not focusing on surface level bullshit that's not going to actually do anything. So this, and when you regulate your blood sugar, not only is that reducing stress on your body, which is then going to help your nervous system, but it is setting you up for a positive domino effect, which that's a perfect example of it. Insulin is a top tier hormone. So when you work on your insulin levels, when you work on your blood sugar regulation, it is then going to positively, I can't believe how much I'm stumbling over my words. It is then going to positively support every other hormone in your body, which is why this is the first step, and it is in a strategic order always, okay? Because I want you to do things in a smart order. I want you to work smarter, not harder. Your body doesn't need a ton of different things. It needs you to do strategic things in the right order so that it can maximize its healing. It can maximize its result with the least amount of effort possible. Doesn't mean you're not going to have to put effort in. You know, we full acid around here, but that's the goal. Okay. So prioritize eating within an hour of waking up, making sure that meal is PFF, protein, fat, and fiber, and not under eating. There's many different things that go into this. I teach you exactly how step by step to regulate your blood sugar naturally without metformin, without cutting carbs, without GLP-1s, without any of that bullshit, and restore PCOS fertility. Even if you don't have PCOS, I've helped hundreds of women in that program that don't have PCOS too, because regulating your blood sugar impacts all of us. But I teach you exactly how to do that in there, so go check that out. But these are like 3 areas to really focus on. Eating within 1 hour of waking up, PFF meal, not under eating. So many women are under eating because of how we have been raised in society and all the culture, the diet culture that we have been raised in, literally, of like going 5+ hours between meals, having this small ass fucking salad with nothing on it. Like we need to actually be eating and fueling ourselves. This could also be something that people who have PCOS get trapped in, whatever, because maintaining healthy weight can be difficult for a lot of people who have PCOS. I personally had lean PCOS. It is still something that's not like, I was never like largely overweight, but I was very inflamed and that happened. And I also have to like be on top of my stuff to maintain a healthy weight, but it wasn't ever a huge major issue of my PCOS, but that is a major issue for a lot of people who have PCOS. And their doctors will tell them, okay, just like lose weight, like cut carbs, cut calories, work out more. And that's actually doing the opposite of what you need. That is dysregulating your blood sugar more. That is causing more stress on your nervous system. That's increasing inflammation, which is why you're not seeing any success with that. And that is causing you to actually undereat, which is a major, major issue. So I want you to be eating every like 3.5 to 4 hours, protein, fiber, healthy fats at every single meal. We're not having these little bullshit meals. Like fuel your body. Okay. That's the second step. And again, that's also going to support your nervous system, which is major for your fertility. Okay. And I'll link Restore PCOS Fertility below. And then the third step is getting rid of nutrient deficiencies. That is another major root cause of cycle issues and definitely not how you want to enter into pregnancy, not how you want to enter into trying to conceive, because this is the most energy intensive thing you're ever going to do. Pregnancy is the most energy intensive thing you're ever going to do, on top of labor, breastfeeding if you're going to breastfeed, and then being a mother. Like, you need to have your nutrients on lock. And the majority of brands out there are absolute bullshit. They are not giving you what you need. Your body can't even absorb it. There's not enough in there in general. Ritual is one of them. Complete garbage. Great marketing. Great influencers promoting it. Complete garbage. My 2 favorite brands for all supplements, not just prenatal, but are Gut Personal and Needed. I'll link that below with our discount codes. Also, Gut Personal, they have a free 20-minute consult call you could do with them. So you could call them, you could tell them if you do have a reproductive disorder, any symptoms you might be experiencing, and they will give you a personalized supplement protocol totally for free. Literally, obviously you have to pay for the supplements. You can use my code though for a discount, but you could have a free consult with them and they could talk to you about like supplements based on you and what you would like need specifically for whatever you have going on. So you could do that. I also have In the Mind Your Hormones set, but you could also get it separately, supplements for fertility, pregnancy, and motherhood, specific protocols for trying to conceive, men and women, for pregnancy per trimester, for postpartum, so in depth. I'll put that in the show notes as well. But again, my 2 favorite brands are Gut Personal and Needed. So that's definitely what I would recommend. There's so many popular ones that are just really not what we need it to be. So if you have any of those red flags, really peeling back and looking at, okay, how can I really strategically support my blood sugar and my nervous system and reduce nutrient deficiencies? There's more that goes into it. Obviously, I teach you all of it in the Mind Your Hormones method, like your gut and your liver detoxification, like that is very important too. But we don't even look at that until we focus on these other 3 steps first. And of course, tracking. If you are not tracking, you need to be with a device that is actually going to give you the accuracy you need. Even if you have, like, maybe you have a Natural Cycles thermometer, which is, Natural Cycles is a really amazing brand, but if you're doing anything that's under the tongue, it's going to be really hard to get accurate numbers. So that's why I always recommend Hemp Drop. It's my absolute favorite. Please stop doing LH strips. Like, please stop. It's not doing anything for you. It's a waste of money. It's a waste of time. It is not accurate. Okay. So if you have any of these red flags, don't freak out. Your body is just trying to communicate with you. All of these things can go away. All of these things. And once you start making changes, right, you're going to notice the spotting reduce. You're going to notice the brain fog go away. You're going to notice your luteal phase lengthen. You're going to notice your cervical mucus come back on the scene. I forget which client it was. Oh, no, I remember, but I'm not going to say her name. She was going through the Mind Your Hormones method, and then she was in the accelerator with me. We were working one-on-one, and she was like, oh my God, I'm slipping and sliding. I've never had cervical mucus before, and now it's literally like slipping and sliding. And I'm like, I got you, okay? I got you. And that is so needed for fertility. But anyway, you'll start seeing these changes, and that is letting you know that you are improving your fertility. When you see physical improvements in your body like that, like your cycle regulating out, cramps going away, spotting going away, the lengthening of your luteal phase, no more PMS, increasing cervical mucus, all of these things are letting you know, like, yep, we're healing, I'm getting more of what I need, my fertility is improving, we're that much closer to a healthy pregnancy. Like, you will see signs. There will be signs. It's not just like, oh, I'm trying, and then I'm pregnant. It's like, no, you're going to have so many physical signs on the way to your healthy pregnancy that's going to let you know that you are improving on a cellular level. Okay. So I know I talked about so many different things in this episode. I'm going to link everything below for you. And obviously, if you ever want more strategic support, message me on Instagram at Corinne Angelica, and we could talk about different ways I could support you. But don't freak out if you have any of these red flags. I've had all of these before, okay? They are able to get healed. It's just your body's way of communicating with you. And once your body gets what it needs, it heals because your body is literally designed to heal, okay? I love you so much, and I'll see you in the next episode.
Thank you so much for being here. If you loved this episode and learned something valuable, please share it with a friend who you think would also love it, or post it on social media and tag me so I could personally say thank you for helping me spread this important message. I am beyond grateful to be here with you. So until next time, stay intentional, stay consistent, and always mind your hormones.